The show got turned down by over 15 networks. It started and find out that she had to shave her head until the last audition. And the side character's death actually caused so much backlash that the writers had to write a response into season 2. It all ended 6 months ago with the actual finale releasing in theaters. Stranger Things turns 10 this week, so let's flip everything upside down and go back to where it all began. Full disclosure, I have been obsessed with Stranger Things since it first premiered, which is exactly why I wanted to dig into how it all came together. And yes, this is not a mic, this is a witch. If you didn't know, Stranger Things premiered on the 15th of July 2016. That is 10 years ago this week. Oh, this month. And the show had its series finale 6 months ago, New Year's Eve 2025. So this is the perfect time to go back to the beginning because most people have no idea how close this show came to never existing at all. The story doesn't start in 2016. It actually starts 3 years earlier, in 2013. That's when two virtually unknown twin brothers, Matt and Rose Duffer, watched a movie called Prisoners. It's a really good movie. It's about a father trying to find his lost or missing daughter, and they thought, what if we stretched a story like this over a full season? Maybe throw in something childlike, maybe a monster that eats people. Then they wrote an early pilot script under a completely different working title called Montauk, and it got rejected. Not just once, not just twice. It got rejected over 15 times by different networks. The biggest issue was 4 of the main characters were kids, and the show wasn't really for kids. So the networks kept telling them that they either have to make it more kid-friendly or scrap the kid focus entirely and just center the whole thing on the adult cop investigating everything. Basically, just turn it into a different show. But the Duffer said no. Both times. They said that if they did that, everything that actually made the story interesting would disappear. Then, a producer named Dan Cohen brought the script to Sean Levi, who ran a production company called 21 Labs. Levi read it, and then within 10 minutes of meeting the Duffer brothers, he knew these guys were gonna be huge. He got them a meeting with Netflix, and the pitch meeting only lasted 10 to 15 minutes. Netflix bought the entire first season within just 24 hours. Here's the fun fact. A year before this, the Duffers actually tried to get hired to direct the new It remake based on the Stephen King novel, but they got turned down because they weren't really established directors at the time. So instead, they went and made something much more bigger than it, at least in my opinion. And here's where it gets even better. The casting. Winona Ryder signed on before the show even had a working title. It was literally being pitched around Hollywood as an untitled Netflix supernatural thriller. She read it, trusted the vision, and signed anyway. For Harper, the role that made David Harbour a star, the first choice was actually Billy Crudup. He passed on it, and Harbour got the part instead, and it completely changed his career. But the wildest casting story is Millie Bobby Brown. She auditioned the same way she had landed roles before, sending in a self-tape without ever meeting the Duffer brothers first, and she wasn't told that she had to shave her entire head until the last audition. Her mom was upset, Millie was upset. The Duffers ended up showing her photos of Natalie Portman's shaved head from V for Vendetta to help convince her that it could be powerful instead of scary. She has talked about the actual day they shaved her head on set, and she called it one of the most empowering moments of her entire life. She said once the last strand came off, she couldn't hide behind her hair anymore, and she realized her job now was just to prove that you don't need your hair to be beautiful. She even said she was inspired a little by Winona Ryder's old pixie cut yearbook pictures, which is a nice full circle thing because Winona Ryder ends up playing her adoptive mom in the TV show. Here's a fact most people forget. Barb. Shannon Purser played Barb, Nancy's best friend, and she was only ever supposed to be in season 1. She dies pretty early, and basically nobody in the show reacts to it. And fans? They were furious. Hashtags Justice for Barb and I'm with Barb started trending. People built entire fan pages around a character who maybe only had 10 minutes of screen time. And the Duffers? They listened. In season 2, there's a whole storyline where Nancy directly confronts the fact that nobody cared that Barb died. And that's a direct response to the backlash from fans. Purser ended up getting an Emmy nomination for a role that was basically a side character. And that's how much the internet cared about Barb. It's one of the earliest examples of a streaming fandom literally changing the direction of a show in real time. Now let's get into the cultural stuff. In 2022, season 4 brought back Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill, a song from 1985, and it shot to number 1 on the UK charts, and that's 37 years after it first came out. That made Kate Bush, at 63, the oldest female solo artist to ever hit number 1 on the UK singles chart. And when season 5 dropped in late 2025, the song got another massive streaming spike. Eggo Waffles got a sales boost just because Eleven likes them in the show. Eggo ended up doing an actual commercial off the back of it. Dungeons and Dragons saw a genuine spike in new players. At one point, Stranger Things was recognized as the most in-demand sci-fi drama on television, with demand over 50 times higher than your average TV show. Stranger Things was not just a hit show, it reshaped what people were listening to, buying, and playing, a decade after most of its influences were originally released. Which brings us to now. Stranger Things ended for good on New Year's Eve 2025. The finale didn't just stream, it actually got a limited theatrical release, which is basically unheard of for a Netflix show. It pulled in over $25 million in movie theaters in just a couple of days. Netflix servers crashed twice this final season, once for the premiere in November and again for the finale, because so many people were trying to watch it at the same time, myself included. And the Duffer brothers have been pretty clear. There's no reunion special coming, no 10 years later sequel. They've flat out said that for them, this was always a coming of age story, and catching up with these characters as adults just isn't something that interests them creatively. So this is really the end of Hawkins as we knew it. But the universe itself isn't necessarily gone. There's an animated prequel series, Tales from 85, already out and renewed for a second season. I personally did not like that. There's also a Tony-winning stage play, The First Shadow, that's been professionally filmed for a future release. That's good. And Netflix has been teasing something for the actual 10th anniversary on the 15th of July, but nobody knows exactly what, and that's the timeline. A show two nobodies couldn't sell to 20 networks became one of the most watched, most talked about pieces of pop culture of the last decade, and it went out on its own terms, whether you liked it or not, right before its 10th birthday. If you want more of this kind of deep dives, do let me know. I'm clearly new to this. I'm very camera shy. I might not be the best, but I will definitely improve. And if you enjoyed this, please do give me a follow. But that's gonna be it from me today. I hope to do more of this in the future. I'm into all things movies, TV shows, books, and even music. So do let me know what you think of this. And I hope you guys enjoy this. Bye!